So I guess kind of what we've been talking about this week is kind of the structure of how different student affairs areas are laid out and how they relate to the rest of campus, and if as student affairs professionals we should be kind of specialized and kind of know about our area and how we need to be able to relate with others. And I think there's a lot to say there. I think different structures kind of depend on the campus and how it's run overall. I know in the reading it gave different examples of different styles and ideas behind the way different areas are kind of organized. And one of the things that Berkeley said something about was in chapter 3, I think Berkeley said something about it. In chapter 3, it had the two different organizational charts. And it also discusses in that chapter kind of the pros and cons to having a student affairs side of the house and have it not fall under academic affairs. And I think it mentioned budgetary reasons and kind of there are some very specific issues that we address in student affairs that may not work, translate well to an academic affairs type situation. It's just weird like that. It doesn't work. Which is true, but I think at the same time we need to remember that, within student affairs our goal is to contribute to the overall development of the student. But we do it in a different way, and we are looking at a developmental perspective rather than an academic one. So I think it is important that there be some autonomy there for student affairs departments to run themselves the way they see fit, because they are more or less going to be the experts on how their particular area affects a student developmentally. But at the same time, I think it really needs to be addressed, and it's something that I think, as student affairs professionals, we need to continually work on, is how do we connect our areas to the academic side. I don't want to see us, as a profession, and not just us, but, academics as well. I don't want to see there be two, I think silos is the popular term. I really like the idea of us all working together to contribute to the positive experience of the student and their growth and development. So I think it is very important that we not only understand the roles that different student affairs areas fill and what their jobs are, but that we also have a fairly good understanding of how, academics and the overall campus is structured, and how we can work within that to do our jobs better. Some of the things that I've seen have been different areas working together as far as tracking students' academic progress and having interventions set up so that when a student is maybe not doing so hot, that they are made aware of the resources they have. And I think that's an interesting thing too, the resources that are on most campuses, like academic assistance, advising, how those roles are generally kind of seen as a student affairs role, but they very much have to do with academics. So as a student affairs professional, you really need to understand both those things. I feel like we, are often kind of caught up in the developmental piece that generally has to do with how we are going to bring students together and how we're going to contribute to their interaction and all that good stuff, and we forget about the academic piece that I think is really interesting and how those two can combine. But that's just me, and maybe I'm just super interested in that myself. But yeah, I think that kind of answered the question, maybe furthered the conversation. I'm not sure. Maybe I was just rambling. So yeah.